Hello, hello, my darlings. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are going to take advantage of the beautiful evening we're having and do a very, very simple calming spell together. We're going to take a little bit of the sigil knowledge that we talked about last time. Come up with our word, which is going to be super easy. We're just going to say calm. So if we look at our chart up here, C3, L is also 3, and M is 4. So that's tricky. I probably wouldn't want to use this one because that leaves us with a very, very odd placement, considering that we need the number 3 twice. What I could do is go around it as a circle. So if I used my wheel, for instance, it would be 3, coming back full stop, and then hooking back to 4, which isn't bad, but I don't love it. So I think we're going to do the letters on the witch's wheel instead, which would be C. Remember, we always take out the vowels. L, M. So C, L, M. We'll want that a little bit longer there. C, L, M, because the L and the M are right next to each other, and the C is on the same level as them. So it's going to be in roughly the same spot as the L. It's about parallel. Super simple little sigil for us. And then we're going to carve our little symbol into our blue candle here. Whoops. Unnecessary. The color blue, very well known for calming. Also water, very calming element, very peaceful, very nurturing. So candles like this are usually super, super easy to carve into. I've got my wax pushing stick right here for, you know those art pads that are like completely painted solid black, and then you do the scratcher on them, and then it comes up like multicolored or rainbow underneath. That's what this is from. If you don't have one of these, but you are multi-crafty like I am, you can also use a sewing needle. Or if you have a mechanical pencil, honestly, just push the lead back in, use the tip of the mechanical pencil, and then just clean the wax bits off afterward. These candles are super soft. So we're just going to start on the side, swoop over about equidistant, and then the one loop up. Not super easy to see because it is kind of a darker candle, but it is there. If you wanted to, you could repeat it front and back just to make sure it really sticks. So now it's on there twice. And if you're wanting to use the candle multiple times or for different spells, you don't want it to be just a one-note spell, I would say by the time the candle burns, under the bottom of the sigil right here, you could blow it out and consider the spell cast in full, and then use the candle for a different spell later on. For something like this, especially because it is just a calming ritual, nothing wrong with doing that. It's not likely to bleed over into anything nasty on anything else that you do. If you're doing more serious spells, maybe don't take that approach with the layering because it might get confusing. But to make it a little more potent on the calming anti-anxiety front, we're going to take a few sprigs of lavender. I got mine in a dried bundle over a vase cabinet of like, it's massive. It was probably like 50 sticks of lavender or something like that. I'm sure they didn't even count. But I've still got tons. And we're just going to place those. Nice and gently. Into a star or an upward facing pentagram, however you want to consider it. around the candle. We do not want this to catch fire. No, no, no. We learned our lesson last time. We only want to burn the candle down to right about there. So now we'll go ahead and light the candle. And as the candle's burning down, we are going to just meditate on why we need the calming influence. Have we been feeling particularly anxious lately about a presentation, a big report, some kind of group project, a job interview? Is there another important date coming up that brings us some kind of worry or anxiety? Bring that to the forefront of your mind, but don't let it start to overwhelm you. Instead, let the calming influence bring you a clear head. And we're going to use a little bit of positive manifestation as well. So if you have any particular stones, like I have this worry stone that I usually use, if you have any positive, ideal outcomes for this situation, I want you to think about that now. Like, what is the best case scenario here? Just keep thinking about that best case scenario. You get the job. You get a promotion. The presentation goes really, really well. And all your bosses are thrilled you're making a name for yourself. Now don't go too crazy here. Don't go thinking you're going to walk into a simple presentation and be coming out the CEO. Let's keep it within the bounds of relative normalcy, but the best case scenario. Maybe you're applying for grad school and you get in, they love you. Or you're already in school but you've applied for some scholarships and you get a really good one. Anything that's bringing you anxiety, anything you need to calm your mind from, because life can get really burdensome some days, and it's not just you. It's not anything that you've done. Sometimes that's just how life gets. And we can't control how the world around us is going to behave. The only thing we can control is our reaction. And normally, you have the best chance of success when you're keeping a cool head. No, anxiety is definitely a big problem for some. It's nothing to shy away from. and it does not define you. But that also does not mean it has to control you. If you feel that your anxiety is higher than most, or that you find situations more anxious than others do, or just a wider variety of situations bring you anxiety, then I would suggest speaking with someone. Because while we can do all that we can to meditate and manifest, make our path in this world, make our own joy, sometimes it's not quite enough. And you may need to speak to a professional. And there is no shame in that. And that also doesn't mean that this can't help a little bit sometimes too. Oftentimes I find that when I'm anxious about something, or I can't find my inner peace, my mind is going 1,000,000 miles an hour. And so because it's going so fast, I can't land on the best solution because I'm too busy coming up with a bunch of different possible solutions. Trying to be over-prepared for the thing that's making me anxious. And that's not the most productive way to make a really good plan. So just taking some deep breaths. And slowing everything down. And telling yourself you can get through it. It's just going to take a little more time. Can be the start of getting to a really good solution for whatever is making you anxious. And I just want to let you know that I believe in you. You are so capable of getting through this and overcoming it and being successful. And you definitely got this. And I can see now that the candle has burned below the marking. The spell has been completely cast. We are finding our inner peace, and we will move forward. So with that, we thank the candle for being our conduit. We thank the powers that be for being with us tonight. And I'll close the spell. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight. As always, it is wonderful to be with you. I love you so very much, and I wish you the best evening.